all my shareholders and associates who've been with us since so many years. Welcome you to this 41st annual general meeting of the company. As you are aware, there was a lot of interest from a lot of shareholders who have been keeping up with us and sent us a lot of queries as to where we are, what things are going on, all that. And I'd like to briefly just run through the company's proceeding. Maybe a lot of these questions of yours will automatically get answered there, and also so that way we can, take in more questions at the later stage. So yes, as you see, the financials are already on the balance sheet, which is circulated. We have had a turnover of about 68 crores this year, a very good profit. It has been a very good year, and we've almost doubled the profit over the last year. We are on the growth track. Though in the last 3 years, we've been having more or less similar top lines, but our profitability has definitely increased and improved. And we are working on now moving ahead. The year has been good. As written in my director's report, we continue to look at specialized fabric and work towards that direction with the drive in that direction. And that's probably why you've seen a much better result also on the bottom line. We originally started almost now 25 plus years back as a small converter. And there has been some questions, why we were sitting in a stagnated lower turnover at one time, and then now suddenly the surge, and how has it all happened? But would like to clarify that we always, Sanrhea has looked into two aspects. Why has the growth been slow is we were in a field which was very specialized. I didn't want to take risk. I didn't want to, my money involved and your valued money involved. I never wanted to take a risk. So we went slow. We developed products and moved forward. We were in a condition such that we could reinvest our own growth and profits slowly and gradually grow because our pace was slow. And effectively, that's how we have also remained a debt-free company. We have very marginal working capital facility also, which we use vis-a-vis what others would be using at this level, and which is again in your interest. And our site continues to be in that direction. Borrow less, grow from your own strength, and grow in a very specialized manner so that your growth keeps continuing and your return, your bottom line is secure. That is the drive or the policy or the mindset of this company, and that's how we've been moving so far. Yes, last year we did do some good investment in buying some more machines, which I installed. Installation and teething problems have more or less been arrested. Some balancing issues came up, and we are still installing some more machines to balance out. And I'm hopeful that in the last quarter, this will all effectively fall into volumes going up, and we will see an increase. So there was a question of how do we and when do we reach 100 crores and whatnot. The production planning within this current setup for that expansion that we've done towards the direction to move to that figure. When will we reach was a question that was, being asked, or, people are curious on. Cannot determine because, we grow based on our various products that we have developed. The volume build-up in those product categories are not necessarily something that, you develop and you start getting volumes. We are in very technical products. We work with our customers, and they also are in a very conservative field because our segments, as you are aware, are spread between automobile sector, marine sector, infrastructure, engineering, and they're all very, very demanding and critical sectors where our fabrics go. The process of approval and confidence building is a slow one, but we are hopeful because we have now established and there's a precedent in each of our products that the pace will be good, and we look at that figure and we look at the volume, which maybe has been an average of 150 odd, to definitely move towards 200 tons. Again, it will be established based on the product mix. Um, where you know exports, there was an inquiry, but I personally am not pushing exports for two reasons. Is that where the volume game is where the exports are, and there we have fierce competition from China, and the margins are not basically there in those product categories. Primarily, the product category that we were in at one time in volume was conveyor belting. Conveyor belting, both where exports is concerned, is non-lucrative because China supplies in volume. And also in India in the recent past, we have been concentrating to move out of belting because of the lower margins. Margins in India are low primarily because of government policies. Our ministry, though umpteen representations have been done, have not yet, got the right hang of it and made policies to protect and build this. Though it's a tremendous scope industry with the infrastructure growth, with the roads building, ports, etc. There is tremendous scope, but this is being all marred from us as industrialists who have the capability of building up volumes in there by imports. They've not yet closed the door to imports. Cheap imports are coming. In fact, downgraded imports are coming and depriving this industry of growth. Much representation has been done to the ministry. Me, at a personal level, also am actively working on it. Hopefully, it'll get done. They will wake up one day. And when they wake up, that's a segment that we do look at growth because that gives the volumes. Balance, our growth strategy is always going to be concentrated on specialized products. And specialized products take time to establish. Specialized products need a lot of work with our customers jointly to do the development. But they are niche products, they're more difficult, so you have less competition, there's naturally better margins, and we are able to secure our customer for long term because you work with them. So our thrust of growth will be that. But when you grow, you have to fill up the volumes. And for that, you need products like conveyor belt, which fill up. Now, somebody asked me, why don't we increase Schaefer production? Schaefer is also a long run approval process with tire companies. Tire companies are just as critical. And that process keeps going on. We are actively working on it. And conveyor belting, Schaefer is a good set business. We've got very good approvals in the best of tire companies. One more thing I just wanted to bring up to all my shareholders is, there is I do appreciate your point of view that, you are curious as to what products we are making, who are our customers, who are our competitors. Frankly speaking, in your interest and mine, because our money is riding here, it's best that let the company, if you trust the company and you've seen what we are doing, leave that to us. I opt not to share customers' names. I'd opt not to share my products, which I'm developing, and their applications, because I don't want the whole town running and chasing and killing this industry. It'll kill us both together. So let's leave it there. If you are confident that we're doing a good job, let us do our job. We are doing the study. We are constantly looking. There were queries or curiosities that what are we looking at next? We're looking in all directions and we don't restrict ourselves. If I see an opportunity which is outside the current foray of my product line, which I've been working on, I'm open to looking at that. As long as we make a very specialized product, which is critical and not available, we are interested and we work hard on it. So that is one thing. Another thing was, typically I was asked, what does your order book look like? Now, order book, you've all been exposed so well to the stock market, to so many companies and all that. Order book situation comes in when, there's a long production period. For example, you're making bogies for the trains, what these various Titigarh Rail is making or whatever, or Hindustan Aeronautics or Bharat Heavy Electrics. You keep getting orders, but those orders get completed in 6 months, 8 months, but orders build up. So that's where the order book talk comes in. We are scheduled manufacturers. Again, once we are approved with customers and our regular associates, we get schedules. We produce a certain range of products. based on their production requirements, which vary within 10 to 20% range on a month-to-month basis. We get schedules and we play on and we produce and it rolls on. And that's how our system works. An order book system doesn't work in this type of business. The order book works in when you talk of Hindustan Aeronautics or Bharat Heavy Electricals. So basically, I'm assuring my shareholders and all my associates that we are actively working on very specialized products with a concentration on that. However, keeping our hands involved with volume games, we get good volume out of our tire industry customers, as well as we are not disassociating with conveyor belting, which is where we started from. Conveyor belting fabrics, I see tremendous potential. Government will wake up and that will bring us growth. And that will be installing by way of installing a full new plant, because here we are trying to build up our capacities, and I guess with the products that we are playing with and the volumes that I expect within a year, we will pick this plant capacity with a combination of the current product ranges that we are. So effectively, with that current product category, our margins should remain this or go a little higher. Our turnover, what we are expecting, will definitely increase effective last quarter of this year once everything is set in. All my new machines are up and about and rolling. And in that process, also, we'll have those 6 months where we will build up the volume with our customers and start getting their routine scheduled orders. So that's all I have to share at this stage. Company is doing good. Things are looking good, and I'm confident that we will go ahead and move towards higher volume as well as turnover in the coming year, with the concentration of very specialized products also building up a little bit in their volumes, and balance growth as I see it also in the tire segment, which is right now our current volume segment. And I thank you for all the support that you've given me and stood by me, the confidence that you've seen in this little company, and you recognize that we are doing something that is specialized. I'm sure everybody's interest is my interest, and we will secure that to the fullest and take it towards and up. I would also, if things work out good, look at a volume growth also in the coming years once things establish. Thanks a lot once again, and happy to have you here attending and participating with us in this morning.
Thank you, sir. Moving further, members, since there are no qualification or adverse remarks in the auditor's report for the financial year 2023-24, hence, with the permission of the chairman, the same is taken as read, sir. The notice of the meeting and annual report for the financial year 2023 and 2024 has already been circulated to members before the AGM. With the permission of chairman, the same is also taken as read, sir.
Okay.
Now, we would like to invite a speaker shareholder to address their remarks and therefore request the host to unmute their mic one by one. Now, I invite Mr. Ayush Mittal to share his view. Mr. Ayush Mittal.
Good morning, Tushar sir.
Good morning.
Sir, thanks for the candid and detailed update about what is happening and where you see the company going. It helps us answer a lot of our questions. Sir, I will just repeat a few of mine which are left and not take a lot of your time. Sir, if you can, in the Schaefer category or in the specialized category, if you can mention how much is from Schaefer and how much is from other segments, like from tire and non-tire. So just trying to understand where our business stands today in terms of revenues solely, nothing else. But,
Okay, I'll have to work that out and give you, but broad base, I'll tell you on a general term, volume of our bulk of our volume comes from the tire industry at this stage today, and it evolves. So basically, today, if I'm talking, and if I pick up an average of last quarter or 3 months, if we were averaging around 140-50 tons, about 90 tons goes to the Schaefer, which is the tire industry.
Okay.
And this we are spreading amongst all the good names. I don't, like I mentioned earlier, I don't want to take names. And we are trying to build volume. Why I'm saying there is a growth potential is there is both from the aspect that the tire companies are growing. So effectively say company X was buying last year an average of 20 tons, today is buying more. Company to company as their growth is. So we're going to get that advantage because we are approved vendors. We've never had a single complaint. 15 years I've been now Schaefer manufacturer. Not one roll of Sanrhea has ever come back. So we see their growth and their support because they always look at Sanrhea as a dependable person. And there are a few developments in within them, the categories of Schaefer. So those are what we are working on. We are adding that. Apart from that, I'm working with a few new companies. When somebody asks me about exports, I'm working with exports also trying to export Schaefer now to foreign companies. That approval again is more apprehensive than the past experience which we had in India because we could keep going there. Apprehension is a lot higher both from the aspect that a foreign company is going to be supplying and that too from India. But we are working on it. We are very confident that next year, what we are targeting on, we will have one customer at least on a regular basis in the Schaefer market. So I'll give you a breakup of the balance. We have minimized our exposure onto conveyor belting, which was a volume segment, but almost 30-40 tons go into specialized segment, 40 tons, I would say, which is bulk of our income generator. So this is our breakup. 3 categories, if you put. Specialized, all clubbed together is about close to 30-40 tons. Schaefer is 90 odd tons, and the balance is filled up by conveyor belting.
So conveyor is just 20 tons now, which is
Yeah.
Okay. So, sir, on a sustainable basis, can we continue this split going ahead and margins to remain stable? Volume.
Yes, because our margins come from these 2 segments.
Right.
Luckily, last year also you see a very high profit also. Last year, the good thing was that even conveyor belting contributed. It was into the later half by November, December that this government policies changed and they messed it all up, which we are representing. And conveyor belting has become a non-profitable thing now.
Right. Got it. Sir, in one of the last AGMs, you had mentioned that not all tire companies were either using Schaefer or were importing Schaefer. So trying to understand, what is the Schaefer market for the tire industry and how much import still happens?
Very little imports now happen. Bulk of it is from India only. The specialized category of monofilament Schaefer, which now we have developed and selling to 3 companies already in India and we're looking at exports, was what the confidence was less in India. And now it's been built up. Us and our competitor both are making good mono Schaefer and it's been accepted and is doing good within the Indian companies.
Got it. We had 3 new segments which we have been mentioning for the last couple of AGMs: pneumatic, brakes, and timing belt.
Brakes we are well established in some time and we are trying to increase and we are working actively trying to export it. Again, our fabric has been approved in one of the very good foreign market customers, but the ice breaking, the confidence building exercise is going on. We're working on it. So brakes, I do want to increase. The increase I see right now, we are as good as sold in that category in India. So we are looking at export markets, which we are working on one by one. The other 2 segments are still in small scale. We are doing both put together just about 10 tons, 12 tons a month, but there's a high margin. Being very, very critical, the growth is slow. Also, in these segments, a lot of the end product was being exported to Europe.
Right.
Our customers are also slow right now because Europe has been a closed market. So we typically, for example, in one of our customers, we saw tremendous growth by this time. And right now, in fact, that one customer who's very good is buying 0 in the last 3 months. Because he said, "Mera hi kaam nahi chal raha hai abhi," because my market was Europe and Europe is not buying anything today.
Right. Got it. Sir, Schaefer, you mentioned there is one competition. Can you share their name?
Let's leave competitors' names out. No, let them do their business. Let's do our business. Yeah.
All right. Sure. Sir, just final question. We were planning to do a fundraise, but I don't think that went through. What kind of equity infusion, do we need, and are we exploring other methods to raise funds?
At the moment, we don't need funds, so we're not exploring. But if we need, when, like I said, right now, what we have done from our internal and my contribution is that we have seen to it that we try to take this existing facility to the optimum,
Right.
Which we'll achieve in this. Say, if we are sitting today in this month of September, next September, definitely we'll know what our peak is. And which will be playing 10-20% based on the product mix. But yes, we will be knowing that. By that time, if the policy looks good, then I will have to put up a full new plant, a greenfield plant, either here next door only or a total new location. And that's a big project. It will be anywhere upward of 60-70 crores investment, maybe 100 crores also, because it all depends on how we configure it, what level of downstream we go in.
Sir, can you elaborate on this? Like, will this be from the specialized products only, or like why such
No,
a
our
large?
concentration will always be on special. Without the strength of having a growth potential in shaper and specialized, I will not blindly just jump, because volume to fill up that plant will come from conveyor belting. So conveyor belting, once the policy is corrected and secured, then we'll look at that, because even if I am able to keep that whole plant running, earn from this existing production, we can sustain into a timeline where we stabilize and grow our specialized segment in that plant also.
Got it, sir. That's really helpful, sir. Wish you all the best for the next year and the coming years.
Thanks. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah. Can we talk to anybody else?
Yes, sir. Now
Yeah.
I would like to invite Mr. Kesav Garg to share his view. Mr. Kesav Garg.
Sir, thank you very much for your speech, and sir, you have already answered most of my questions, sir. So, just the few remaining ones I will ask, sir. So, in your best judgment, sir, though business is dynamic, nobody can be sure, but sir, still the feel that you get from your customers, sir. So, by when do you foresee us reaching 100 crore top line? Will it be possible this year or next year,
No,
or
this year
by when?
definitely not, because as I see even this growth, see, Keshavji, the issue is that we have expanded and invested in some plant additions as well as balancings and all that, with the target to go to an X figure of tonnage. Now that X figure of tonnage, today suppose my average is there, and how I fill that up, which segments, maybe I've targeted a segment that is selling 1,000 rupees a kilo, but I don't get much of it, and still I'm going to run my plant and fill it up. So I do see next year, if you say the financial year 24-25, I mean 25-26, we will see the full effect of that definitely, and it should be close to anywhere upward of 85-90 crores. And it all depends, if I get a lot more of the high value product established, we'll touch the figure of 100 also. So definitely in that period, we will assess based on the product mix we establish out of this expansion and the support we got from our customer, where we will mean out of this plant. And probably that will be where this plant will mean out. Then we will have to look afresh at the newer added capacity.
Sure, sir. And sir, with the recent fall in crude oil prices, sir, is that beneficial to us?
It plays on. It's a cost plus basis. So, for example, if crude oil goes down and effectively caprolactam prices go down and our IR prices also go down, and our customers also are agile enough, he'll say, "Acha, let's decrease the prices." So, volume game with tire companies is on a cost plus formula basis. On our specialized fabrics, that doesn't affect us that much because it's a specialized fabric. We do on mutually agreed association play a little bit, but very marginally. These ups and downs wouldn't affect us there. Established prices reign over there.
Sir, and lastly, sir, in the first quarter, June quarter, sir, our operating profit fell from 3.3 crore to 1.85 crore quarter on quarter versus March quarter.
Last year.
So whereas the revenues went up, so is there any, like, what's the reason for that?
Our costs, if you will see, have gone up in that period also. Both the yarn prices did go up, And suddenly, like I said, last year, effectively December, January, the conveyor belting segment has become unattractive. Now we cover yarn and we schedule and procure yarns based on anticipated demands, which demands are still there. But the revenues from them have gone down drastically because this government suddenly opened up um, imports with no restrictions and put a very big control on the raw material imports. Yarn imports were restricted and garbage, literally I'm using the word garbage, has started coming into in form of RFL dipped fabrics, which is our end product categorization for the conveyor belting segment because bulk of the consumers in that segment is government purchases. So वहाँ सब चलता है. So all these Punjab conveyor belting manufacturers have just ruined the market. That making belts out of anything that they could pick up in China. So actually that brought up, and we had to consume the yarn that was bought for conveyor belting. So we are gradually consuming it out, and that is going to affect us because we are having those yarns, and those yarns are towards the targeted conveyor belting industry.
So basically this trend is expected to last for some time?
Sometime, yes, definitely into the end of this year, we're fighting and we're trying to get all of us who are part of this industry, we are making representations to nip these imports. Because basically, there are these 4-5 importers in Punjab who started importing absolutely downgraded materials and the waste from everything, and they're all making conveyor belting and supplying to government tenders. The largest consumer of conveyor belt is the mining industry, the power sector, the government power sector, the government mining industry, steel authority, coal India, all that. वहाँ सब सेटिंग करके चलता है.
So it seems that this year our margins are going to be under pressure, at least as compared to last year.
No, we moved out of conveyor belting, but our shaper is increasing, which is a good stabilized return giver, and our specialized segment is still doing good and gradually growing up only. So each month we do put in a thrust to increase that direction to balance out.
Great, sir. So thank you very much and best of luck.
Thanks a lot.
Okay. Thank you, Keshavji. Now, I would like to invite Mr. Hitesh to share his view. Mr. Hitesh.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, yes.
So, so thank you for the opportunity. I've already sent in a list of questions. Do you have them, Andy?
Yeah.
So, should I repeat them or is that fine?
Well, your first point is the shift of product. We generally, in a broad-based basis, I think already clarified with you. Okay, may talk, but should you want any further clarification, you can just.
Yeah, I mean, so in terms of you said like conveyor belting fabrics have like a that is like a you have got out of that segment and Schaefer.
Not out. We have diminished our presence in there for
Okay.
the period that we don't see returns in it. I still see a very good potential in the future should things balance out again. And we are established, recognized manufacturers. We have approvals at the best of places. Any good customer is still with us. In fact, Quantitech, which is a German company, still calls us the preferred customers. We are not giving volume there because if there's no return, I don't want to be in there.
So yeah. So my second question is that is it possible to rank our products based on the
I already did
profitability
that.
margin?
Our products are the specialized product category is the most revenue profit making, and it's a cluster of various products. And the next gives stability to our plant is the shaper, which goes to the tire industry, and then it's conveyor belting, and randomly a few odd here and there.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense. So what percentage of our revenues come from tires and like which would be some other end
Afish will
industries?
send you that breakup roughly for the year last year before. That our team will reply you with exact breakup if you want. tires, specialized, and conveyor belting. We'll give you that breakup. On the spot, I would not have it, but we will send you.
Okay. Will it be possible to like give us an indication of our main competitors in Schaefer and conveyor belting?
Like I said, why get into it? We are having a good hold. We have very good acceptance amongst Schaefer is the basically the tire industry. Very good acceptance, respect, and preference. So, like I said, let's do our. We if there is an opportunity of growth, we will get it from any tire company because we are well respected there. So there is competition. Competition will always be there because no company like a tire company will not want two suppliers. It's how they fit the proportions of the and trust me, we are getting into any reputed company, the bigger few reputed companies, we are getting into as the most preferred supplier in all the names that you might on first impulse mention. We are the first preferred customers there. So as they grow, they will always give us.
Okay.
Conveyor belting, we are like I said, we've diminished. We've got one or two customers who we play with marginally because we have to keep a presence in there. It's a product which I see a promise in tomorrow because India can't keep importing from China or allow these imports from China.
Okay, like if you could talk about these like specialized fabrics, which were like in application in auto and marine and engineering industries, maybe some more details on those products and when would we see any commercialization on these fabrics?
Commercial only, bulk of them are commercial. The segment is small, and we are opting to be the niche supplier to these guys because their demand is small. The volume players don't get into it, and they've always had to do with alternate products. While we designed these products for these various things, and it covers the automobile sector. There are components in the automobiles that need the strength. They're all rubber components, but they need the strength. So there's a fabric in the core that gives the strength, which we manufacture, reverse engineered. Likewise, in the marine industry, there are inflatables. There's also the inflatables that you see on the water, whether it's boats, floats, buoys, fenders, all that. So these are the product categories which we work. Wherever we see a scope, we try to get that. So that's one segment. Then there are pipes and all sorts of things. So we are into a very wide range which covers all these segments, whether it's marine, automobile, or engineering.
Okay, like my last question is like any capex plans for FY25 and the next 2 years?
Intention 100%. Plans will be implemented as we have a concrete and comprehensive project on hand.
Okay, sure, sir. Yeah, those were my list of questions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Idris. Now, the last speaker shareholder. Now, I would like to invite Mr. Samarth Mohan Singh to share his view. Mr. Samarth Mohan.
Good morning, am I audible?
Okay.
Morning, Samarth. How are you?
I'm fine, sir. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. I'm a new shareholder. So, as you might have seen my list of questions, some of them are pretty basic. But you know what? I will, since you've given quite an elaborate, introduction and a lot of questions have been asked, I'm just going to try and help get a better understanding. So if you will just bear with me. So the first question I had was you mentioned that, we're getting out of belting simply because of import pressure.
Yeah.
The difference between belting and Schaefer, is it simply that the tire companies require approvals and therefore imports can't really affect us in this space?
No. Schaefer is a fabric that is importable also by them, but it's a product where, the Chinese companies have not been able to downgrade the pricing in the level that, they can throw that product out as a dirty product, like conveyor belting they could. Second thing is tire companies always like to work on an associated basis, which is they approve a product manufacturer, they approve the whole plant. If I was to change my machines in that are used to manufacture for a tire company, I have to get them to audit and inspect my plant also. So it's a much more cumbersome process. Their confidence level is very strong if it's managed at a local level, because they come and audit our plant every 2 years. So they're happier, and also they're more secure when it comes to having, and their needs are taken care of. I mean, me and there are 3 other people who are in this category. They're all good companies, and they are all taking good care of the customer. So why does the tire company need to go out? Now, up till now, the confidence level was not there in mono shaper. Mono shaper was a very specialized, much lighter shaper. Again, going for tubeless tires, which was being imported only. Then me and one more company, we've started breaking in, and we've started getting the confidence. In fact, not to mention the name, but one company was so apprehensive that they gave us an entry and we developed it for them, and we were pre-told that you'll get a small segment. Today, trust me, 100% of the purchase I'm giving, they've stopped them. So their confidence is also building up. So Schaefer tire companies are very, very, they like their involvement with their customers, and which cannot happen in China. While conveyor belting is a whole product category different. There are about 45 conveyor belting manufacturers. Bulk of them are in Punjab. The good ones are spread all and in larger in size. But it's the dirty play that is done by the smaller guys. There are about, like if I say there are 44 conveyor belting manufacturers, 35 must be in Punjab. All, unknown, unregistered and all that. And all of them are supplying to government, whether it's a small Faridabad power company, vagara, vagara. So dirty play is all possible there. So that's what has made and the government has given the allowance of not yet putting imports. Now restricting the imports. They have to ban the imports. They're working on, this duty, anti-dumping duty, all that rubbish, which doesn't work because, anti-dumping duty, for me to get that implemented, I have to prove that I'm hurt. But where am I hurt? Don't have in my basket only conveyor belting. I have a whole load. So they'll see your financials, say, where you hurt? You can't demand this. It's stupidity, but it happens. It's reality.
So, and in Schaefer, like you mentioned, you talk about duties. Is there a duty or a BIS certification for Schaefer fabric?
Not as yet.
Not as yet. Okay. But still, the Chinese are not as competitive as us on pricing.
Basically, I think China never got into entry. It was Taiwan, one company called Formosa, which was a very good reputed company, still a reputed company, which had a presence in India. But as we started building up supplies in India and, confidence started coming up, right now I don't see any shaper other than mono, little bit that must be coming.
And that is not a risk in the future where Chinese players try to enter this market?
No, I don't see a risk.
Okay. And, we import most of our raw material.
Yeah.
Could you help explain that to me? Like this RFL dip nylon yarn is only from China?
No, the RFL we do. We get raw yarn, which is very specialized grades, nylon, polyesters from China and from other countries, China being the main. And so these are special high tenacity yarns, which then we weave under certain conditions, and the RFL, which is resorcinol latex, RFL, resorcinol formaldehyde latex. It's a treatment that we do. That is a treatment that enhances bonding with natural rubber, and it's our USP basically. Right. And we are 5 plants in India that do it. A lot of them are for captive, but we have 5 plants only in India that.
And so this is not this yarn. The raw material is not manufactured domestically.
It's not manufactured
domestically in India.
It is. SRF makes it. Century and Co makes it.
So why is it that we import?
Because it's more price competitive from China.
Okay. And the 3 segments. I don't want exact gross margins, but would you be able to just give the difference in margins between?
It varies. Trust me.
Okay. So between specialized and belting, is it like a 10% difference in margin or a 5% difference in margin?
Like I said, it plays around. Last year we had a very good year. Whatever little bit of belting we did in the first half,
right?
In the policy change. In fact, belting looked so nice to me that I said that we should go fast with the next salt plant and concentrate because the security of melting is there. And then
Right.
it will change. So I can't really put a figure. There's a stable return on, say, the specialized because price is not static.
Okay.
And there's a stable return, a stable high return on the specialized and a stable balanced return on shaper because it's cost plus business.
Right.
My companies are very, very clean and nice on that. They run on that formula, no issues on it.
So Schaefer's cost plus basis and sort of long-term contracts or spot?
Month to month.
Month to month.
So every month, international prices of yarn is the basis we pick and we work on it. It's a formula based.
But the quantity is, for
schedule based on the requirement. But we know broad base that this plant of this company consumes so much, this plant consumes so much, and it's become a evolving system between us.
Okay. Okay. And for Schaefer, that approvals from the tire companies, is it like, just throw out a name, CEAT says, okay, we'll give you approval for all our plants, or do you have to get approvals from each plant?
Product by product, plant by plant.
Plant by plant. Okay.
And product by product.
And that approval timeline is how long does that take to get that approval?
Now for a company like us, it's a shorter period. But if say I was to go to CEAT, if I start today as a total, though approved manufacturer elsewhere, still the process will take 6 months minimum. If I was a total new player in this field, it will take me anywhere from 1 year upwards. So when I first got my shaper approval, it was like 2 years.
I see. Okay, and just one or two last questions. So Schaefer is you said cost plus. Specialized is what sort of contracts are those?
There are no contracts. We worked with them, developed a product. We had a pricing which we initially ballparked, and we play around that. And so far, marginal plays, like if you see a very drastic change in the yarn prices and they do wake up, they'll say, yeah. But in certain products, that also doesn't happen.
Okay. And we're doing about, you said 40 tons a month in specialized.
All put together, yes.
Yeah. All put together, the markets we're targeting today, how big are those markets? How many tons a month do you think we can ramp up to? Just on the product, not any new products we're developing, but the products we've already developed and commercialized.
In 40 tons, 40 tons, I would want to go to 60 tons. So if I'm talking of my plant capacity, which I'm saying, no, I've added anywhere from 40 to 30 to 50 tons. In that segment of growth, I would want to see to it that I am allocating at least 20 tons to the specialized product category between the whole range. I would see to it that 10 to 20 tons comes from shape, because we are doing the export effort also, and we are trying to increase volumes within our current. So I would ideally do that breakdown. And the balance now still have some capacity left, then I'll add conveyor.
Gotcha. So the last question from my side was, I asked this. It was actually my first question, where you sort of addressed it, where historically we didn't have much growth, and then we've seen the growth post-COVID. But if you could explain historically, forget the growth part, but even our margins were pretty volatile, our operating margins, and that seems to have stabilized now. So one, why was the case? And two, is there a risk that we get volatile operating margins again in the future?
No, I don't see volatility like that again. In those initial years, I don't even know where I was. And we were throwing our hands everywhere, looking for work. We were losing somewhere. We were bulk, being a new player, we were bulk into conveyor belting, because that's the bottom of the pile of product range that this industry is. We did a lot of work with Punjab. We lost a lot of money, because that's the market of conveyor belting, and we lost a lot of. There were rogue operators in the Punjab. So we went through a very, very static and undefinable. It's when we then got entry to Schaefer, we got became suppliers to conveyor belting manufacturers like Contitech and all that. That stability gradually started building up, and that acceptance again evolves to us getting better category. We got approved by a good person, so you get more and more better approvals. That brings stability, that brings better margins, and tire companies will never let you down. That's the best thing. They don't want to kill a customer by arm twisting. Punjab says, "Aaj maine le liya, khud nichod ke le liya." Finish.
Right. Thank you. So that was very helpful. appreciate the information and the time spent. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Nice talking to you.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Samarth. Now, I would like to request members who want to ask any question can send that mail to us on dk.sanrhea@gmail.com for more clarification. In due course of time, we will revert back to you. Now, let's move on to the voting process. As per the Companies Act,